change of plan. I'm not going to go to Jacomo. On the way to Prairie Lee at the nature center, not nature center, I don't know, some learning center, something like that. There is a pond there, and they have boats that you can rent, but they're not doing boat rentals right now. But I've got my cart, so I think I could wheel my kayak down there and launch it and fish somewhere nobody's fishing. There's a fishing dock right there, like one of those handicap accessible fishing docks. It's a fishing dock, so fishing is definitely allowed. Boats are allowed, right? Because they've got rental boats. They're just not doing it this year. I don't know if it was a COVID thing or what. The parks have had trouble getting staff for some of this stuff since COVID hit. Like, the beach isn't open because they can't get lifeguards. So anyway, that has nothing to do with what we're doing here. I'm gonna go put in there. Might be the only person that's thrown a lure at any of the fish in there, and who knows how long. So boom. Alright, so I'm out here, and it looks like they are doing boat rentals because there's other people out here. So now I don't feel like I'm feels more like I'm supposed to be out here. Oh, you're a good sized one. Holy smokes. Oh, come on. Oh, holy chunk, man. Oh, no. Oh, holy crap. I got impatient. Okay. What just fell? My flag. My fucking flag. How? It broke. Now, if I'm lucky, that dude forgot all about me. And I can go back and get him. Stupid tiny these Palomar ones. But I'm getting better. Each one I do. Alright. It's getting tight. Let's get in time. Get this sucker off. Alright, let's go get him. Gosh, there's still more. I gotta get this a good long cast. Okay. There we go. Oh, fishy. Oh, don't quit jumping. Quit jumping. Come here. Come here. Come here. This is nowhere.
Nowhere near the size of that last one. Holy crap. There's just... There's more. More where this guy came from. All right, got him on donkey leash. All right, got a measuring board. Got my phone. Phone. Ready? Open photo. Okay. Got that. Got this dude. His mouth closed. A few photos. Mouth is closed. All right. Definitely a different fish. There's that guy. Let's try that. Let's try not having it up on my lap. Right. Another small guy. Don't you frickin' don't do it. God damn it. Got him. Alright. What's that? Thing on him? Nasty. Alright, how big were you? You were flopping all around. Just 12-inch. Nothing huge. Still going back for that damn monster. What else I need to do? I can just let that. Alright, now I've got it tied up and not interesting at all. Time for the walkthrough, I guess. So I keep trying to figure out how I want to tie this down. This is kind of I don't know. It's trucker's hitch. Keeps that against there. It's not moving too bad. If I'm going for very far, I will actually put my rods in here. I did not do that tonight. They're up front. My net, which tonight I realized, keep that out and available. Man, I can't. I just lost what was probably the biggest fish I've ever caught, which was great. My catch board, I did finally get the ID holder, so I quit writing the thing on my hand. That's great. Nothing up here. I took the anchor wizard off. I didn't bring an anchor tonight. I really didn't have any troubles. I imagine when I'm doing the one-day in-person tournaments, I probably will put the anchor wizard back on. But for now, it's just a lot less to mess with. Still, roto grips, man, those things are a lifesaver. I'm constantly moving them to have a place to set my paddle in the best way possible. All right, so current setup. Got this stash pocket. I've got a little first aid kit in there. Here's all my worms and swim style baits. On this other side, I've got craws and Ned rig stuff. Like I said, I'm just really paring down to what I like to fish and what's been successful for me, right? Pliers right here. That works well. These stash pockets are freaking amazing. Got my donkey leash here. That's so great. Once you get a fish on those, you can just chill out. And I can take my time, set everything up, get my board ready, get camera ready. Box, this is jigs, buzz baits, spinner baits, Texas rig stuff. And over there is all my hard baits, crankbaits, jerk baits, poppers, stuff like that. This is super great. 90% of the time I'm in this box, but sometimes I go over there and get that. Got the 2 Omega mounts. Rod management's difficult. I really want a rod holder up front somewhere, so when I'm dealing with the fish that I've caught, I've got a good place to put a rod instead of just laying it down. So I might just get a couple more of these and try them up front. I mean, I think I could put them up front to where I could reach it, but it wouldn't really get in the way of my paddling. All right, sea tug, whatever, it's fine. I did put it way up under here this last time, and that worked. All right, so that was a great decision. Man, that was good fishing. There weren't a lot of spots, right? There were only a couple places that I found that were really holding fish. Actually, take that back. One spot. I saw fish other places, but I couldn't get them to bite. So things I've learned. Because every time I get out on the water, I learn something new. I don't know that I care about the leader, right? And I also need to upsize my leader when I'm going to use one. Today the water was just gunk, just nasty. So I didn't care. Like, I run bright yellow braid so I can see it. They didn't seem to care, at least in these conditions. So I'm gonna I'm not happy with any of the fluoro I've bought for a leader. I've had a lot of failures, so I'm gonna keep looking, try a few different brands. Lesson: calm down, man. When I get a big fish, I get in such a rush, and then I've got the fish dangling, and I didn't know what to do. And like that one I caught, I'm pretty sure the biggest fish I've ever caught, and he snapped the line. He flopped around. It was totally my fault. I was doing it wrong. I had the fish too high. He snapped my line. Whatever. Better my line than my rod, but still, bummer. All right, keep
net handy. I've bought that net. I've never used it. I've had it in my boat knowing, oh, I might need it. But I typically catch small enough fish that it doesn't really matter. Go right for that dang net. I almost always have some sort of failure. A lot of times it's mine, like losing the biggest fish I've ever had on the hook in my life. This is all that's left of my Visipole. I don't know what happened. I was dealing with that fish, and I'm pretty sure I didn't hit it. Pretty sure I wasn't in a tree. I'm going to go review the video, and I got turned around and I heard a plop. I couldn't figure out what it was. Had all my rods, everything else. I looked back. The flag was missing, but the base wasn't, and it's just looks just sheared off there. So, all right. So, other things I've learned, like when I did the kayak walkthrough, and probably on the video action video on actually fishing, I talked about I did not bring the anchor. Right, it was a big deal to me on my previous boat to have an anchor. I had an anchor wizard run through an anchor trolley. It was great. I could position my boat wherever I want, could just stay stationary. It was especially good when I was wanting to get close to the bank, pitch in up under a bunch of cover. It worked great. That felt like my style. I also liked the high seat. I like being able to just stand up at will. So it's all kind of changed. I mean, so much so that I kept the anchor wizard from my old boat when I bought it. When I sold it, didn't buy it, I sold it. And before I even picked up the LiteTackle, I bought the seat riser because I knew I wanted to be up high and I wanted to be able to stand up, quick, because that was my fishing style. After being out on this, I ran it without the riser a few times. I ordered the riser, it didn't come in, so I was waiting for the riser. I went out a few times without it, and it paddled really well, and I could stand up just fine. I did put the riser in, and it's super comfortable. Like, it's comfortable to just sit there, probably more comfortable on your back and legs. But I don't like paddling this boat or fishing out of it as much with that riser there. I mean, it's definitely easier to stand up, but I've just been working on my mobility at home, just doing squats, not weighted squats, just squats whenever, to just kind of stretch everything out. And that has been working really well. I can just pop up. I mean, it's not as easy. I've got to think about it, hand on the seat. I think if I added an assist strap, that would be no problem at all, but I don't think I'm going to do that. So there you go. I mean, two things that were like totally critical for me on my previous boat are now kind of like meh. The one thing that's really good about the riser that I do miss is I could put my tackle boxes. There's a recess in right under the seat that holds two 3600 boxes. Exactly what I need, right? I don't like the things on the side as much. So I don't know. I've been looking at those the Busby boxes. The modularity is cool and everything, but the thing that I really care about is that they float. So right now I'm a little nervous because if I do somehow tip the boat over, my tackle, which granted it's not a lot, but I mean it would suck to replace, right? I mean easily $200 worth of stuff just in those two 3600 boxes. If I needed to go and replace it. Now some of that I bought used. I bought a whole mess of jigs used for really cheap, like roughly $2 a jig. So that's phenomenal. But replacing that would be a lot. And really, if I had like a catastrophic failure like that, I think I'd just order bolt stuff and just build them myself. Like, I know what I want. I want a half-ounce football-headed jig and maybe a 5/8 ounce football-headed jig. that's what I'm throwing almost all the time now, and it's working. It gets bites, it gets big. I do see why people like the ultralight. I haven't paddled one. I would like to paddle one. People complain about them being tippy. People complain about this being tippy too. This thing is, no. I mean, it feels like you're going to go over. There were a couple times the other day that I was not paying attention, and I realized I was way over to the side. But you get on those, what they call sponsons, I think is what the term is for it, and it just kind of hovers there. I mean, you'd really have to get your head and your torso away from center line of your body quite a bit to tip it over. And even at that, I don't think the boat would tip. I think you would fall off the boat and the boat would stay upright. So losing the gear, even though I just said that was a big concern, probably not very likely, because I think the boat would right before anything really tipped over. Alright, and that is it. I am heading home. The sun is setting. I was totally prepared to stay out past sunset, but my light, whatever. So I'm going to go home, unload, clean up a little, eat some dinner, probably drink a beer or two, and upload my fish to the July online tournament, see where I get. My goal for this month